Hey there, and welcome to a journey that could fundamentally transform how you experience life. Before you even think about clicking away, I want you to pause and really listen. What I'm about to share isn't just another motivational video. This is a roadmap to emotional freedom that has been tested and proven by some of the most remarkable minds in human history. Imagine for a moment being able to face life's most challenging situations with absolute calm. Imagine not being a prisoner to your emotions, but instead becoming their master. Sounds impossible? Well, that's exactly what the ancient Stoic philosophers discovered thousands of years ago, and what I'm going to reveal to you today. My name is your name, and over the next few minutes, I'm going to break down 5 powerful Stoic practices that will completely revolutionize your emotional landscape. These aren't just theoretical concepts. These are practical strategies that you can implement right now to gain unprecedented control over your inner world. Let me be crystal clear. By the end of this video, you'll have a toolkit that has helped emperors, soldiers, philosophers, and ordinary people navigate through life's most turbulent waters with grace, resilience, and inner peace. So if you're someone who wants to stop being pushed around by your emotions, who wants to develop true mental strength, and who is ready to transform your life, stay with me. The philosophy of Stoicism might sound intimidating, but at its core, it's remarkably simple. It's about understanding that while we can't control external events, we have absolute power over our perception, our reactions, and our inner state. As the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Think about that for a second. How many times have your emotions spiraled out of control because of something external? A critical comment, an unexpected setback, a personal disappointment? The Stoics understood that most of our suffering doesn't come from events themselves, but from our interpretation of those events. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful Roman emperors and a profound Stoic philosopher, wrote in his personal journal, which later became the legendary Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." These weren't just philosophical musings. These were hard-earned insights from individuals who faced tremendous challenges, war, political upheaval, personal losses, and yet maintained an extraordinary sense of inner calm and purpose. Before we dive into the 5 practices, I want to make something absolutely clear. Mastering emotional control is not about becoming a robot or suppressing your feelings. It's about understanding them, processing them intelligently, and choosing your response deliberately. The first Stoic practice we'll explore is the profound art of negative visualization, or what the Stoics called premeditatio malorum. Literally, the premeditation of potential adversities. Most people avoid thinking about potential challenges or negative scenarios. We're conditioned to chase positivity and shy away from uncomfortable thoughts. But the Stoics did something counterintuitive. They would regularly and intentionally imagine worst-case scenarios. Seneca, another remarkable Stoic philosopher, recommended regularly visualizing potential losses, challenges, and difficulties. Why? Because by mentally preparing for adversity, you accomplish 2 incredible things. First, you reduce the emotional shock if something negative actually happens. Second, you appreciate your current circumstances more deeply. Imagine waking up every morning and spending just 5 minutes visualizing potential challenges you might face. What if you lost your job? What if a relationship ended? What if you encountered a significant health challenge? By doing this, you're essentially creating a mental rehearsal that builds emotional resilience. This practice isn't about breeding pessimism. It's about building emotional immunity. Just like how vaccines work by introducing a weakened version of a virus to train your immune system, negative visualization trains your emotional system to remain stable under pressure. Let me share a personal example. A few years ago, I started practicing this technique before important presentations. Instead of just hoping everything would go perfectly, I would visualize potential mishaps, technical failures, forgetting my lines, facing a tough audience. And you know what? When minor hiccups actually occurred, I was calm, prepared, and able to navigate them smoothly. The second Stoic practice we'll explore is the radical acceptance of reality, or what they call the more fatty, literally, the love of fate. Most people resist reality. We complain, we argue with what is, we wish things were different. The Stoics propose a revolutionary approach. Instead of fighting reality, accept it completely and then determine how you can respond most effectively. Epictetus put it brilliantly. Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to, but rather want things to happen as they do happen, and you will go on well. This doesn't mean becoming passive or giving up. It means recognizing the difference between what you can and cannot control and directing your energy intelligently. Imagine receiving some bad news, perhaps a project failure or a personal setback. The typical response is immediate emotional turbulence, anger, frustration, despair. The Stoic response is different. First, completely accept the reality of what has happened. Then, ask yourself, given this situation, what is the most constructive next step? This approach transforms obstacles from emotional roadblocks into opportunities for growth and learning. Let me illustrate this with a powerful story. During the Roman Empire, you can start small. Take cold showers, fast intermittently, sleep on the floor occasionally, walk instead of driving. These practices aren't about punishment. They're about proving to yourself that you're far more adaptable and resilient than you believe. By voluntarily experiencing discomfort, you build what I call emotional calluses. Just like a weightlifter builds physical strength by progressively lifting heavier weights, you build emotional strength by progressively facing more challenging situations. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that challenges aren't obstacles. They're opportunities for growth. The fourth Stoic practice is a profound art of perspective, what they called view from above. Imagine zooming out of your current situation, looking at your life from a cosmic perspective. Your personal drama, your immediate challenges, they suddenly seem much smaller. The Stoics would regularly practice this mental exercise. They would imagine looking down at Earth from space, seeing human conflicts as tiny and insignificant. This wasn't about diminishing your experiences, but about gaining a broader, more balanced perspective. When you're stuck in traffic and feeling frustrated, zoom out. In the grand scheme of the universe, how important is this moment of inconvenience? When you're upset about a work conflict, zoom out. Will this matter in a year? In 5 years? This practice doesn't minimize your feelings. It gives you space to respond rather than react. Epictetus captured this beautifully. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he is not, but rejoices for those which he has. The final Stoic practice is perhaps the most powerful, the daily practice of self-reflection and journaling. Every evening, the Stoics would spend time reviewing their day, not with judgment, but with curiosity and a commitment to learning. They would ask themselves 3 critical questions. What did I do well today? Where did I struggle? How can I improve tomorrow? Marcus Aurelius' Meditations was essentially a private journal of self-reflection. He wasn't writing for publication. He was writing to understand himself, to challenge his own thinking, to grow. Modern psychology has confirmed what the Stoics intuitively understood. Regular self-reflection is crucial for emotional intelligence and personal growth. Your journal isn't a record of complaints. It's a tool for transformation. Write about your challenges, but focus on your response. Document your emotions, but analyze them objectively. Now, let me be absolutely transparent. Implementing these practices isn't easy. It requires commitment, consistency, and patience. You won't become a Stoic master overnight. But here's the incredible truth. Every single practice I've shared today is accessible to you right now. You don't need special equipment. You don't need to be a philosopher. You just need the willingness to approach your emotional life differently. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about understanding them. It's not about being unfeeling. It's about being intentional. It's not about controlling external events. It's about mastering your internal response. As we wrap up, I want you to take a moment, reflect on the practices we've discussed. Negative visualization, radical acceptance, voluntary discomfort, cosmic perspective, daily self-reflection. Which one resonates with you most? Which one feels like something you could start implementing today? Remember the words of Epictetus. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Your emotional freedom starts with a single decision. A decision to approach life with intention, with curiosity, with resilience. Are you ready to become the master of your emotions rather than their slave? The Stoic path awaits.